closing in all around you. The light's justice has been awakened. The sins of the past have finally caught up to you. You will be called to account for all the atrocities you committed, the unspeakable horrors you've let loose upon this world, and the dark, ancient powers you've enslaved. Though my soul was one of the first to be devoured by your evil, there are thousands more bound within this blade, and they cry out for release. Look now to your defenses, my son, for the champions of justice gather at your gates.
Let them come. Frostmourne hungers.
Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and welcome to the North of 60 Gaming channel. Now that my mouth is working because I've been up for an hour and I've been videotaping and I have yet to have a coffee, but I want to talk about the introduction to this game very quickly. This is World of Warcraft that we're going to be looking at, Wrath of the Lich King. This is very exciting. This is a pandemic game based on the Pandemic system by Matt Leacock, of course, published by Z-Man Games. I just got it in and I'm so excited. I used to be a fan of World of Warcraft up until it really changed into the vanilla Warcraft that it is today. No slight on the game for those who play it. Great. For me, I did play it up until the point where I got annoyed with it because I couldn't put the time and effort in that it takes to build characters and get the best equipment and then go on those huge, long 3 and 4 hour raids, and then wind up with nothing, and then being made fun of because I don't have equipment. And the community there was just a bunch of 12-year-olds. But let's take a look at the box real quick. So here's the box: World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King. As it says, Pandemic Systems, Z-Man Games. We're going to just flip it over real quick. We have a ton of minis in this. That's probably why it was like $70. It looks like it's using the 3 gray standard magic card. That's the 63.5 by 88 or 2.5 by 3.5. There's lots of minis by the looks of things. There's a tower. It looks like we've got a big leash thing in here. Really looking forward to opening it. And I also got a promo pack, which has a different hero in it, which is kind of neat. So we're going to open this up and take a look at what is inside the game. So I just put the base together. As you can see, I am working here. And I will tell you that I am not 100% happy with this. They were starting to split. I found this very hard to actually put together nicely. And it is splitting. You can see the split right there. Well, actually, that might be the seam, but a couple of them seem to be splitting. I think it would have been better to have done what they did here, which is to have had them 3D printed or injection molded or something, just so that it's something a little bit more than cardboard. And it is going to fit in the box, but how, I don't know at this point. So we'll get more of this together as we build it here. But as I said, I'm not very 100% happy with that in terms of just the construction. So I've built the Citadel, and the Citadel goes right there. So you can see it there. Actually, the videos, it looks really, really cool. Here it looks kind of a little bit cheapish. However, judging by the width of the box, it is going to fit in the box. I was a little concerned about that. But there it is together, just like that. That is the Citadel. I believe this sits in a spot on the board, and you can't go there until after you've done the quests. you're going to fight the Lich King. And I kind of thought it would be like that, but no, it sits like that. But so far, so good. I hope somebody 3D prints that and puts it out on Etsy. I would buy that as a upgrade to this specific game, just to make it a little bit better quality of life. You give me all these great components, these nice minis, and then you cheap out on the Citadel. But now that Asmodee owns everything, and in fact, they just got bought out for $2.75 billion by a video game company in Sweden. Wow, that is a lot of money. I don't know what that ramification is going to be in terms of the gaming industry in a whole. We're going to remain watchful. Here I just put some of the general tokens in a regular old geek box. You can see that's really neat. Looks like the pointer or the cursor pointer on the actual game, which is kind of cute actually. It gives it some context for people who have played the game like I have. There are people who have not played World of Warcraft. Coming into this game might not mean as much to those who are not familiar with the IP. We have the 3 strongholds. I just put them together. I'm going to just see how we can store them. I just don't want anything to get crushed. Again, this is something that could have been like this. And I don't know why they wouldn't have taken the extra step. It probably was a cost factor, because, you know, having this done would probably be very expensive. I would pay extra. Etsy. Somebody on Etsy, please. So I've put the Citadels in this geek box. I've put the little minis in this little geek box here. I like geek boxes better than bags. Unfortunately, these are the big guys. They're just going to stay in the bag right there. Say the Lich King, we're going to leave these just the way they are for the time being. I think they're going to go into a geek box eventually. And same with these guys. They won't fit into a geek box. So they'll stay in a bag as well. They're going to stay in that bag right there. And then we're going to sleeve our cards. Again, these are just the standard Magic size cards. Yep. And we're going to sleeve them up, and then we're going to put it all back in the box, and we're going to just show you how it all fits, hopefully. This insert is probably going to be a goner. I am concerned of this because of the storage in the box. I might have to figure something out about how to keep it protected. I don't know how to do that right now, but we'll figure that out in a moment. Too bad. Okay, we'll be back. So just before I sleeve the cards, and you can see I have my sleeves out here, I will make mention that these are they're not even cardstock. These are barely cardstock. I mean, a deck of playing cards has more something than these cards. A lot of money goes into these IPs, so they're probably paying a great licensing fee, but you know, it's no excuse for not without a finish. I mean, I'm going to sleeve these, and I'm sorry I don't have any of the thicker FFG sleeves in my box today. I went through it and couldn't find them. But these are flimsy as hell. So, again, I hope the game plays better because the components, the minis are wonderful. This is great looking, but I'd like to have seen plastic. And again, these cards are just ultra thin. I mean, as I said, they're not even a proper finish. They're not even a deck of cards. You get a better quality in a player deck than what I'm seeing here. That's just me. That's my personal preference. You can put something down in the comments and say I'm full of whatever noun or verb you want to put in there, or adjective to describe how I feel about this. But I will tell you, I like quality of life games. I am starting to think that this game is slightly overvalued at $71 Canadian, probably by about $15. So I'm probably thinking this would have been $55, $60 range would be a better value for it. But again, you're paying for that IP, intellectual property. Actually, now that I thought of it, as I'm partly through the sleeving, and I've sleeved some of the cards here, even when they gave us those few tokens, they didn't really put a bag in here that you could hold it. A little bit cheaped out, cutting corners maybe, but you know, you don't throw in a couple plastic bags. You don't give me a nice, you build in a beautiful mini, but you don't give me a little form to put that in to protect it. I mean, the sword could easily break off. Yeah, I know it's early and I'm being a bit critical, but I mean, I paid $70 and I want this game to last, and I do see playing this because I have friends who play World of Warcraft, and at the gaming club that I play at, the Tarmacan Nights, Gaming Nights. And actually, tomorrow we're actually having a 20th anniversary showing of the Lord of the Rings. I can't believe it was 20 years ago. Of course, I'm going in a costume. I have my wizard costume all set aside. So that is for tomorrow night. But let's get on and finish off this sleeving. So it looks to me like the challenge is, how do we fit it in the box? Because if I put that here, maybe. Let's just see here. Now, okay, put that there. Put that over here, maybe. Problem is, these two geek boxes are not going to lay flat. Well, we put that out. And maybe put that this way. Put that this way. And put that this way. And put that this way. Ooh. And we're going to lay that on top. Oh, well, I think we got a solution here. You're seeing me build it. I'm not going to unbox it, which is what I would normally do. You just saw me build it. Everything fits in the box, and nicely. So as we start setting up the game, I just want to show you what I've done so far. The Ice Citadel is set up the proper way it's supposed to be set up. We have put the Ice Citadel quest sitting here, and that is at the very, very end when we finish these 3 quests. So before we finish those 3 quests, or put those quests down, I should say, we're going to take a reward card at random and put them underneath, just like that. Then what we're going to do is take at random one of the 3 different quests. So I'm just going to choose this red. I'm going to take maybe this yellow and this purple. We'll turn those upside right in a moment. So there is our yellow quest and our purple quest and our red quest. And we will explain how the quests work once we start playing the game, or we get a little closer to playing the game. Right now we're just setting up the game, and what we're going to do is put our little markers here. 1, 2, where our quests. I wish the markers were just a tiny bit bigger. So this is the first half of the setup, and this can be found on the this half of the setup board right here. And it says, for your first game, during steps 5 and 6, instead of randomly selecting quests, which I just did, they tell you which rewards and which quests. I just picked them out at random. I don't really care. I've played Pandemic before, and I don't need to make this easier. The next step is, of course, then we're going to start to put the monsters out. And that follows the typical, we're going to spawn our enemies. We're going to draw 1 Scourge card and place 3 ghouls down. 1 more Skulls, 3, and then we're going to do 3 2s, 3 1s, and place 9 Scourge cards face up in the Scourge discard pile. And we're going to place 1 Abomination on there as well. So you can see we're going to do. So we're going to start putting our monsters on. We're going to pick up our Scourge cards. I haven't got them out yet, but basically we're going to put 3. And then wherever the first card is, that's where we're going to put the the Lich King. Then we're going to put 3 more, and we're going to do 2 times 3, 1 times 3, and of course then we're going to put an Abomination down to start. So that is the other half of the setup, and we're going to go. I'm just going to set that up in a moment. As part of our setup, I put the matching quest sites on the card. These match the quests, so they tell you where they start. So now we're ready to set up the board, or the second half of the setup, which is to put the monsters on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up the first card, which is Valence Relief, and you can see where it shows you right there. What's going to happen is the Lich King is going to go right here in his spot, and then we're going to take 3 ghouls and place them there. Oh, there we are. These are very small for my tiny ants. Then we're going to take the next card, purple. We're going to put Emberfell Lodge which is right there, 1, 2, and 3. So those are the first 2 cards that we pick up. Okay, the next bunch of cards get 2, and that is Villigard. Down here, 1, 2, and 2 more in Nexramus, which is where? Oh, right here. That is where our quest starts as well. 2, and 1 more set of 2, and we're going up to the Terrace of Makers. Oh, I can see 2 there. Uh-oh. Now you can see right away these 2 are already... there we are. Trying to have... Looks like they were trying to stab each other. 2, okay. Then the next are going to be singles. And we're going to have the Avalanche, which is up here by the Citadel. The Shadow Vault, which is right here. And lastly, we're going to get a single on the Wrath Gate, which is somewhere over here. Oh, there it is. Vault, the Wrath Gate. And lastly, we're going to put on the Scourge guy. He's pretty ugly. He's going on Vengeance Landing. And that is the setup. Those 9 cards stay there. These cards go right here. And that is this part of the... And now I'm just going to put the Scourge. You can see them right off camera a little bit. Oh. And that's the setup we have right at the moment. So the next step is I am setting up our decks. I've selected the characters, and we're going to go over them in a minute. And yes, it is a little bit shiny over there, and I'm going to do something about that. Here are 3 Stronghold cards. That makes it... That is on the easier level. So we've got the cards. What we're going to do is I've got 5 Scourge cards, which is the easiest level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 3 Stronghold cards. We have our deck that I have shuffled. What we have to do is make basically 5 even piles. The 3 Stronghold cards are going to go into the middle. So this pile, this pile, this pile. You can just see this off a little bit because I just don't have enough room to do everything. Each one of these is going to get a Scourge card. Now the Scourge card is what triggers the bloom or the Scourge rises. So you're going to advance the Scourge marker, which is over here. Then we're going to draw the bottom card of the Scourge deck and move the Lich King. Fill to 3 ghouls. Spawn an abomination. And then discard this card. And shuffle the Scourge discard pile that is face down on top of the single deck. So that's pretty much everything that there is in there. So we're going to take the leftmost deck and we're going to shuffle that. And that is going to go on the bottom, which we'll put right here. Get into the game. So we have mixed in all our 3 Stronghold cards and our 5 Scourge cards. We have selected each of our... And we have Moradin Bronzebeard. And I'm going to put these up. I've taken pictures of them so you can read these and pause yourself. And then we can select Sylvanas Windrunner. And there's Sylvanas over here. Here is Moradin Bronzebeard. And lastly, we have Thrall, who is right there. And those are the three heroes that we're going to be playing with. Now you get their start spot by just flipping it over, and you can see right there. They each get a start. They get their starting health. They would have been better off. Oh, they do have clips. I'm going to say, geez, they don't look like clips, but they are clips. Not a big fan of clips, but in this case, it probably works just as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually get our common hand. Now, what I should have done before I mixed everything in is pulled out 4 cards, because that's the way you're supposed to play. So we're going to take the first card, 1. I'm going to go down here, take another card randomly, 2, 3, and we'll take one down at the bottom, 4. So we got 4 travel cards. And these go right here at the bottom of our deck, and there's our discard. Here are our actions: move, fight, quest, and rest. And we have some free actions. Talks about the Stronghold and the Lich King. And we'll talk more when we play the game. We'll just put that right up here. We have our starting hand. Now, because we're playing the solo game, we are going to start with 4 cards in our hand. This is one hand for everybody. So we're going to I'm going to clear the spot up here. So I just made a quick switch. I'm using these markers. Those red things are not worth piling in there as far as I'm concerned. I think those arrows would have been better just served with a token to slide across. And I'm going to use these green crystals. I've got my hand of 4 now. The only 2 cards I really got were the movement and the fight. Now we can use these cards in 2 different ways, and I'm going to explain that, but the main way we're going to use them is we can supplement. So if I want to move an extra couple spaces, or I want to add 1 to my fight, there's also a defense as well, a shield action, as well as we will use them to use on the quests, and we'll explain that as we go as well. So that is the setup. We are done. We have our dice, we have our fortresses, everybody's in their spots. He's in a little precarious spot because if he goes to attack here, he is going to automatically lose 1 because of the Lich King. We can't go to the Citadel till the very end of the game once we have complete all 3 quests. We must do that before we run out of cards. Or the death track, or the despair track as they call it, gets to the bottom. Every time we can't put a mob down, it's going to go up. For every card we can't take, it's going to go up. So once this starts going up, it's going to go up very, very quickly because we pick 2 cards every turn. 2, 4, 6. So you got like 3 turns. And if we ever run out of the mobs, they're also going to trigger. So we're going to have to control the mobs, finish the quests, do it with the cards we have, because once they're gone, they're gone. And that's the way this game is going to play. And we're going to go through that as well. And these are the quest spots right there. This is all for this video. We are done here for the moment. What we're going to do is I'm going to get this up, and then we're going to start playing, and we're going to do a run through. Depending on how it goes, it might be 1 or 2. So there'll be a playthrough, final thoughts, and then an extended play. For this video, we are done. My name is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer. This is the North of 60 Gaming channel. And if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. The reason why I ask for the subscription is because that's how I show up in the algorithms, with the thumbs up and the subscriptions. And it shows a little bit of your appreciation for the time that I take to do this type of work for you. Hopefully this will give you enough of the setup and components to at least say, it looks interesting. I love Pandemic. As I said, I have them all except for the one European hot zone. Anyway, that's it for this video. We will see you a little bit later. Hopefully you'll tune in for the next video, which will be the playthrough.